Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis with the sixth and final part of my analysis of Codex Dark Eldar. Today I'm going to look at the heavy support section, which includes the fliers, which you might expect to find in Fast Attack, but this was before fliers even existed. So the first unit in the heavy support section is the Ravager, which is a variant on the Raider transport I covered in my dedicated transports video. It's 105 points and is 11, 11, 10. BS4 and I think 3 hull points. It is a fast open top skimmer with 3 dart lances. So they're 36 inch range, strength 9, AP 2, lance, so pretty powerful at killing tanks, night vision and aerial assault. This allows it to fire all its weapons when it moves at cruising speed. So instead of being able to just fire one weapon and snap the rest, it can fire them all at full BS, which is very useful. You may replace any dart lance with a disintegrator cannon, which are 3 shot, strength 5, AP 2, with the same range, 36 inches, which would turn it from a tank hunting tank to an infantry hunting tank. And there are a variety of vehicle upgrades similar to what was on the Raider. They are the shock prow, which, as soon as I can find my notes, which allows you to tank shock and gives you plus D3 to your front armor in a ram move. Torment grenade launchers, all enemies in 6 inches are -1 leadership and they must pass a morale check if they wish to charge your Ravager, so that's quite useful. Enhanced Aether Sails gives you plus 2d6 in move, but you cannot shoot the turn you do this. It will also affect passengers, but this has no transport capacity. Retro Fire Jets allow you to deep strike, which is pretty useful. Chain Snares cause D3 plus 1, strength 4, AP nothing hits on units passed over in the movement phase. Cover saves are permitted. So quite useful combined with the Ether Sails, but otherwise I think you're wanting to be staying quite still and shooting, just moving enough to get a Jinx save. Grizzly Trophies, all Dark Eldar in 6 inches reroll failed leadership test, which is very useful. Envenom Blades, any unit that does assault you takes a strength 4 AP nothing hit if they roll a 1 to hit, which is useful. Night Shields, I would consider this a bit of a gimme. -6 inch range on all weapons firing at it, which affects rapid fire, but no effect on templates. So this is very useful, and if you're playing a long range shooting war, might just keep you alive. And then the Flicker Field 5+ invulnerable save. I'd take at least one of the last 2. I would possibly suggest Torment grenade launchers so you don't have the same risk of being assaulted. Although, and maybe Grizzly Trophies, otherwise I would say that's enough. Then you have the Talos Pain Engine. This is a monstrous creature. It is 100 points, so very cheap by monstrous creature standards. Weapon skill 5, BS3, strength and toughness 7, so it's right up there in that stat line, but it's only got 3 wounds, initiative 4, D6 attacks, leadership 10 and a 3+ armor. So it's better maybe with being strength and toughness 7, but it's only got 3 wounds and random attacks is a bit naff. The armoured carapace gives it a 3+ armor and has a twin link splinter cannon, so poisoned AP 5, 4 or 6 shots. I think it'll always be the 6 shots because you've got relentless on a monstrous creature. You have move through cover, I'm assuming it just smashes its way through. And may replace one of its close combat weapons because it has, well, it says it only has 1 close combat weapon, but I'm assuming you just replace that then. You can take a twin link liquefier gun, which is a 4+ poisoned flamer, which may have an AP value. Liquefier gun. It's strength 4, AP D6 flamer, my mistake, sorry. So it rerolls to wound because it's a flamer. An Ichor Injector. If the Talos should cause an unsaved wound in melee, the victim must take a toughness test per wound caused on it or die. So if you cause 2 wounds on a 3 wound model, they must take 2 toughness tests or die. So very useful and probably better. Chain Flails, this allows you to re-roll how many attacks you have. So you, instead of rolling 1d6, you roll 2 and keep the highest. It's similar to a re-roll, but it's not a re-roll, I got that wrong. Take an additional close combat weapon, I always recommend this just because it's another attack. And you may replace the twin link splinter cannon if you wish with one of the following. The Stinger Pod is 24 inch range, strength 5 AP 5 and a 2-shot blast, so that's quite useful and gives it a bit more roundedness. Twin link Haywire Blaster, which is 24 inch, strength 4 AP 4, 1-shot Haywire, makes it much more of a vehicle hunter. Or a Twin link Heat Lance, which is strength 6 AP 1, single shot Melter Lance, 18 inch range, and the twin link would be very useful considering it's only BS3. I don't know if you should replace the guns. I would probably be quite happy with a splinter cannon generally. Depends on what you're going after though, because it obviously can't touch vehicles. And then we have its seemingly little brother, the Chronos Parasite Engine. Weapon skill 3, BS3, strength 5, toughness 7, 3 wounds, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 3+ save. Stat line wise, it does lose out to the Talos. and it's 80, but it is 20 points cheaper, and you get some quite useful bits of war gear. The Spirit Siphon, this is really cool and brilliant for Dark Eldar. It's a flamer weapon, strength 4 AP 3, which is nice enough, and if it causes a single unsaved wound, just one, any Dark Eldar unit within 12 inches, including the Chronos itself, gains a free pain token. It's that easy. You just kill a model, give somebody a pain token. And you can just do this over and over. I think you only get one per shot, so I don't think you can just kill 3 guys and give out 3 pain tokens. That would be too broken. It has move through cover, fearless, power from pain and night vision, same as the Talos. And you may take any of the following. I would recommend at least one of these. The Spirit Probe is basically the same thing as the Spirit Siphon, but it's for melee. So I would recommend you do this if you think you're going to get into melee, cause an unsaved wound, give a unit in 12 inches a pain token. And the Spirit Vortex is 18-inch range, strength 3, AP 3, large blast, single shot, unsaved equals pain token, same as before. I would recommend probably at least one of these upgrades. Probably the Vortex before the Probe, but if you expect to get into melee, give it the Probe. The Chronos obviously is extremely useful because if you've got units that are probably going to get shot at a lot, you can just give out free pain tokens to everybody, which is really useful. You can even give it to things like the Talos, which would be very useful if you've given it Feel No Pain before it gets anywhere. 7/7 Feel No Pain and 3+ armor save, that's hard. Then we have the 2 flyers. You'd expect to find these, at least one of them, in the fast attack section, but you don't. The Razor Wing Jet Fighter is 145 points, armor 10 all round, BS 4, and I believe 3 hull points. So you might think this is going to go down very quick, as a typical flyer. It has twin link splinter rifles, so they're very anti-infantry, single rapid fire, 24-inch range, poison 4+, 2 wing mounted dart lances, giving it something to hunt vehicles with, and 4 monoscythe missiles. These things are 48-inch range, strength 6, AP 5, large blast. So they're not bad. I mean, they won't kill Space Marines, or probably most things, but they'll do a lot of damage if they can get a few wounds in. Deep Strike, I don't think that applies now with the flyer rules, I'm not sure. You may replace the dart lances with disintegrator cannons if you want to go all anti-infantry, that's free. You may take a splinter cannon over the splinter rifles. If you're going anti-infantry, I thoroughly recommend you do this. And may replace any missile, so you don't replace them all, you sort of replace them one at a time with Necrotoxin or Shatterfield missiles. Necrotoxin missiles are 48-inch range again, poison 2+, AP 5, pinning, large blast, single shot per game. So you lose some of your, actually I don't think you really lose that much because you're always winning on 2s now, and you've got pinning. A Shatterfield missile is slightly weirder. It's 48-inch range, strength 7 AP, nothing, large blast, and rerolls to wounds. So again, you're more likely to cause wounds with this than you are with a monoscythe, but you are probably not going to cause as many if they've got decent armor saves. And you may take night shields and a flicker field. I would definitely recommend the flicker field. I don't know about night shields because you're going to be moving so fast you'll be in range pretty quickly. Then you have the Void Raven Bomber. Costs exactly the same, 11, 11, 10 rather than 10, 10, 10. Flyer, 2 Void Lances. These are 36-inch range, strength 9 AP2 lance. So they're basically a las cannon with lance and 12-inch less range, which is very powerful. And then a Void Mine is strength 9 AP2 lance, small blast, centered on a model you passed over during the movement phase. So instead of launching it, you fly over and then just drop it there, and then it scatters only D6, not 2, just 1. It counts as firing a weapon as well, so I don't think you get to fire all your weapons if you do that. And then you may take up to 4 missiles, Necrotoxin, Monoscythe, and Shatterfield. And for 30 points, so these are very expensive, you can take the Implosion missiles. Boy oh boy, these are fun. They are 48-inch range, small blast, AP 2, but they don't have a strength value. If you take a hit from them, you take a wounds test, or you die. Simple. So obviously things like Terminators are dying on a 2+. Things like characters are dying on a 4+ in most circumstances, although you do get cover saves and invulnerable saves if they apply, and it cannot hurt vehicles, so you're then relying on your Void Lances. And again, Night Shields and Flicker Field, again I recommend the Flicker Field. That's all there is in heavy support actually. In terms of usefulness, I would thoroughly recommend a Ravager if you need some tank hunting, because 3 Dart Lances is powerful. If not, you can always take Disintegrator Cannons. Talos, useful, bit of a wrecking ball. If you're going to upgrade it, I would definitely say Ichor Injector or Chain Fails, an additional close combat weapon, possibly change the gun, although I probably wouldn't. Chronos, brilliant, 80 points, always take a Spirit Vortex, possibly take a Spirit Probe if you expect to get into melee, cluster units round it, and watch the pain tokens come flooding in. Razor Wings are good. I mean, Dart Lancers are very good at hunting tanks and other flyers. I would probably swap for Necrotoxin missiles generally, unless I needed to kill some vehicles as well, at which point Shatterfield could be quite useful. And always take a Flicker Field. Splinter Cannon if you're going anti-infantry. And the Void Raven, I think Implosion missiles are very cool, but they have no effect on vehicles, so you have to rely on your Void Lances. Again, Necrotoxin or Shatterfield, and bear in mind, Implosion missiles, 30 points. But you can take them in any combination, so you might take one of each, two of that and two of that, one of that, two of that and one of that, whatever. And again, Flicker Field, very great idea. Flyers with invulnerable saves just struggle to go down. Anyway, that is the end of my analysis of Codex Dark Eldar. This video will be up on Sunday, so it should all be up by the end of the week, at which point the changing timetable I talked about in my video yesterday when I talked about Lord Solar Macharius will come into effect, so my upload rate will slow down. Anyway, that's sort of for next week, so thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like, favourite, subscribe, whatever else. Your comments are always welcome, and I appreciate them. I do get things wrong, so feel free to correct me. Thank you for watching again. My name is Michael. Thank you for sticking with me through this Codex analysis, and I will see you all again.